What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Triangle. My name is Demetrius.
And CJ.
And Brandy.
For those of you who are listening, that pause was because she was dancing.
You have to pose when you say Brandy. You pause, pose.
You can throw up in your mouth a little bit.
Yeah, my mouth has to be open.
Oh my God. For those of you who are wondering what time it is, it's late for Brandy. It's kind of late for me. It's early for Demetrius, but I think some of us are getting delirious anyway. And that's why we're acting like this.
But when you're delirious, that's the perfect time to start talking about weird shit.
It's true. Really late at night. Shit. Yes, it's the best time. So, since it was like your awesome topic, do you want to like go ahead and get in on it?
I do. I also want to just give Demetrius a shout out for us actually being able to hear him clearly.
Audio is working.
I got the audio.
Thank God.
I mean, listen to that voice. Say your ABCs one time for the people.
Oh man, I'm gonna sing it to y'all. Come on.
Oh, the water. Okay, all right. I'm ready. Come on with it.
I forgot to swallow. Sorry.
Never a problem.
My bad.
Uh-oh. Okay. Let's go.
Let's go.
Oh, are we waiting for you?
I was sure. I was like, okay. So, you ever like searching the internet? Because I told CJ I was literally searching the internet, probably for like some, foodie recipe, because I'm a fat ass on the inside.
Oh my God.
And I kid you not, yeah, I knew I was going to Brooklyn. I was looking up restaurants to go to in Brooklyn. Mm-hmm. That branched off into the boroughs of New York, which somehow, some way got me to vile vortexes and ley lines and like the Devil's Triangle. I kid you not, all in a span of like 10 minutes. So I was like, that's cool. I don't want to sleep anyway. Let's go.
Right. Let's get into the rabbit hole.
Let's just get into it. So apparently across the whole world, there are 12 vile vortexes.
Yes.
And people somehow, some way have looked up to where there's like weird shit disappearing,
right?
Paranormal stuff happening, even geographically, how they're lined up is perfect. It's really weird. So I'm going to read this tidbit. In 1972, Ivan Sanderson, a Scottish biologist who founded the Society for Investigation of the Unexplained, published an article about the 12 devils graveyards around the world. Basically places where shit's disappearing, people are disappearing, no one can explain anything. Now scientists, of course, are, giving logical reasons as they would. Magnetic pools, and this
right.
is planes are disappearing, waves, this is why ships are disappearing. But some shit, I'm sorry, I just don't feel like science can properly explain.
Right.
I'm a believer of, spirits and ghosts and this and that. I'm like, there has to be something else going on here, especially since...
Are any of these places near Las Vegas? That's all I need to know right now. Me?
Do I need to get away?
I can actually... I'll read some of the locations, but when we get into ley lines, because I know CJ's going to pick up when we segue into that too.
Yes.
Apparently with ley lines, which are supposed to be just like, let me make sure I'm reading this right. That way, if there's a ley line expert out there, they don't clock me like that. But they're basically saying that these lines are lines of energy, and you may not be able to necessarily see them, but people can feel them.
Yes.
And you can actually like look up ley lines in your area, because it's not something that's just across just only certain points in the globe. Mm-hmm. Apparently, CJ was telling me the other day, there were some in Texas that she looked up, or even in the Ghostbusters movies, when they were trying to figure out where this little spirit was going to come and start some shit.
Yes.
They asked the girl, because this was in the remakes, they said, what are you doing? She's like, oh, they're ley lines. And when they crossed over on the map, I don't know why I did the Wakanda Forever. when they crossed over on the map, she's like, oh, it's going to open up a vortex. So long story short, with all this shit, I believe people really know what they're doing with it, whether it's or whether it's witches, or whether it's just people out there interested in the stuff. And I don't know what people would use it for, but I do believe that there would be certain places on the map like Easter Island and Stonehenge and all these other places where people can't explain how it got there.
Right.
Or, and I just thought that was like going to be a really interesting topic to kind of dive into what we think the items are for. The people that are listening, what you would possibly think it was for, because there's actually a TV show out called Outlander right now, and the books came out before that,
Right.
but touching like, you know, Guidestones or Stonehenge and everything, and she's time traveling out of these things.
Right.
And I'm like, that kind of folklore doesn't come just out of nowhere. There has to be some truth in all this craziness.
That's true. That's true. Like, so was there a specific one that you were like super interested in?
Well, the Devil's Triangle, I was interested in one because devil, right? It's like Satan, let's talk about it. But that only because you can't really see it. Like, I'm going to show a picture for the people that are looking on YouTube, because that's just crazy. That's the Devil's Triangle off the coast of Japan. And it's going directly to like all the way over to another one on the other side of the world. So the way these are lining up are weird. So apparently Japan shut down anybody even traveling over in that area, because when people are disappearing, when boats are disappearing, when the people they're sending to find the people are disappearing, and no one can explain anything.
Like, the Japanese government said that they're not allowed into that area because no matter who went out there, none of the ships came back.
Nobody was coming, and we're talking about like whole last
These well, I think they made it illegal to go out there maybe several decades ago.
It was around like when I was looking up, it was around like the 1960s,
60s or 70s. So it's not that long ago.
Too recent.
It is. So it's basically, they dubbed it like Japan's Bermuda Triangle, basically.
Wow.
But, you know, Japan's more superstitious, and they do believe, like, more people believe in all of that stuff. So the government actually went out of their way and was like, yo, nobody is going out there. None of y'all niggas are coming back. We're not.
I mean, I would be freaking out too. And then to get back to what you were saying earlier, Demetrius, I didn't see any vile vortexes that said Las Vegas. So it is Las Vegas. So
there's actually a ring that is connected towards I'm a psycho when it comes to conspiracy theories. Look at D. He's so tell me about it. There's like mountain peaks or lakes. I can't remember which one. One side of the U.S. has mountain peaks that line up, and the other side has lakes that line up. I'm gonna have to send.
We do have the whole Area 51 thing going on too.
Right. Well, I'm gonna Naruto run and fucking bomb that shit too.
I do. Since I'm not gonna be able to make it, Demetrius, I do need you to pick me up a little baby alien.
Something you can grow.
Something I can grow. And she'll just be like the fabulous green version of me. So yeah, run me that when they out.
I mean, so so those Bermuda Triangles, the Devil's Triangle. So there's actually 12 areas across the world that have those triangles. There's 12 of them.
Yeah. There's Easter Island. They're saying the North Pole, the South Pole, Great Zimbabwe, Vortices,
crazy.
And if I'm saying that right, a volcano that's east of Hawaii that's supposed to be underwater, which they also say when they're like doing maps and trying to find out what's under the sea, they say this actually appears and disappears.
Isn't that crazy? I got something about that in a minute.
I'm telling you, and I know a lot of people out there. I think it helps people sleep better at night if they can explain something away with science and stuff. But I've always been a believer. There's something else out there. Shout out to X-Files. It's out there. Some of this shit is going down, and we're not going to be able to explain all this, especially when things are disappearing, when people are disappearing, when you have stuff like Philadelphia experiment happening, which I'm not even going to explain that one. Y'all look it up. Philadelphia.
Wait, what did you say again? The
Philadelphia experiment.
Oh.
I'll have you look it up. The listeners can go look that up so they can lose some sleep later on too.
Yeah, seriously. So those 12 triangles, they actually call it the 12 devil cemeteries. That's literally the name of the 12 triangles. Look at these faces. Listen, listeners. If you guys are listening this on any of your podcast platforms, I feel like you might want to go check out the YouTube channel too, because these hilarious facial expressions.
No, this is too much
I'm just
for me.
saying, our YouTube is also the triangle with the 3, the number 3 for the, and no E at the end. Nice little plug there.
It was a very nice plug. I like that.
But so, like, the other thing is there's actually different names for the ley lines depending on what country you're from. And they have been using these lines for centuries, like ancient people. And like, what was it? I believe the native Indians call it the spiritual lines, right? I think mostly Navajo people used it. I'm sure there's other tribes too, but I know for sure Navajo Indians did. And then the Chinese dragon lines is what the Chinese people called it, and also Walish. Wales people from Wales. Welsh. I don't know.
Grape juice. What?
That was super uncultured, CJ. Holy shit.
They're listening like dumb Americans.
That was as bad as people asking me if I speak Chinese when I tell them I'm from Japan. Holy shit. Anyway.
Ooh, ouch.
Anyway, and then the rest of Europe, like the Druids called it the mystical lines, and then the Australians actually called it dream lines, and they only thought they could access like the energy if they were dreaming, like higher consciousness situation. Like, so yeah. So the Aborigines, the Druids, the old Chinese Native Americans were all using it back in the day. So it's not something that's new, but it's not something that anybody teaches you in school. Which is why it's kind of crazy, because you don't even get a history lesson about it.
Oh, never.
And you're not going to hear about
they don't want to teach you the real shit.
No.
That part.
They want to tell you the real shit.
They really don't.
No, because I think maybe there is some kind of key that's like related to it, possibly.
There has to be. Why else would they purposely, even when they were talking about ley lines lining up? Now, I'll give you guys like the textbook definition, because they're saying ley lines are alignments of landmarks and religious sites and man-made structures. So if we're just going off of that, there has to be something to people building these structures on purpose.
Right.
Perfectly aligned. Like when it's making a perfect diagonal line from Brazil to this place to that place, why are you doing this? It has to be for a reason. And you're not telling me that it's just a coincidence. Like I can't get with that, especially when I looked up stuff, and you can finish on this because I know this is CJ's favorite topic. When I was
theories, yes,
the hidden tunnels and things that they're saying about the South Pole and the North Pole, and then even questioning if it exists at all. But on Google Maps, there is shit there. But we don't see underground or what's going on. I think you were telling me someone had a Fitbit down there.
Oh, the Fitbit shit was crazy. I saw that.
You saw that? Okay, so if anybody's interested, if you Google Fitbit Antarctica or Strava, which is the other, I guess the Strava heat signature is what they use to like figure out who's using Fitbits and whatever. But if you look that up, you can Google it and find it on like Google Earth from the Strava site. You can see that somebody's been wearing a Fitbit in the middle of nowhere in Antarctica. Now, some would argue that there's bases there. Yes, there are. But this was an area where there was nothing supposed to be there. It was literally underground, because if you zoom in on it, there's no buildings on top. No tents, no nothing. That means that was underground shit. Like, that means somebody is out there doing shit that we don't know about, which is like absolutely insane. I'm not surprised, but I'm also kind of like confused, because why are you telling us all this? I mean, because we know there's a treaty, you know, the Antarctica Treaty. There's like 50 nations. It represents like 2/3 of the human population, which is also crazy because everybody's at war. But when it comes to Antarctica, they have a treaty. Like, if you think about that, everybody's fighting.
So are you saying we need to move?
No.
To Antarctica?
No, sir.
Oh, wait.
Our black asses would not.
Baby, speak for yourself. I'm gonna be in there with all the furs.
I mean,
look, I got the glove. What's good, D?
Why do you have so many items next to you?
Why do you
I'm
not
put
have
on
so
my
many
Brooks
items?
Brothers overcoat.
Not Brooks Brothers.
Killing the game.
I hate
In
everything.
Antarctica.
Not killing the game.
I hate everything. No, so like they really. I can't
You know
stand
what time it
y'all.
is. Antarctica.
You're gonna be the only black
nigga.
person in Antarctica talk about, you know what time it is. I'll see this first. You know what time it is.
Oh my God! All these researchers gonna be looking at y'all like,
Where these two go from?
who let these niggas in? Who let them in? Who let them in? And why he got a bottle of yak? What is this?
I drink
my
Remy.
God.
I drink Remy.
And popcorn.
Yes. Remy and popcorn all day.
Not in popcorn. Oh my God.
Feeding the penguins and
Oh,
shit.
I'm so sorry, y'all. We kind of veer off very quickly.
I know.
Very quickly.
But anyway,
But back to the hidden shit that the government don't want us to know. Oh, and then heads up, if any of us end up disappearing after this podcast.
Oh no, ma'am, we will not.
Y'all don't know why.
I rebuke that in the name of Jesus.
Disclaimer: government
In the
FBI
name of the
agent
Lord.
on the other side of my laptop. This is just for fun.
Yeah, we're just kidding. We don't believe this stuff.
We don't do none of this shit at all.
The fake
I don't
ass
even
laugh.
exist. I'm not even real.
Did you say not even real?
I'm a fucking hologram as far as they're concerned. That's all
Oh,
they need
so
to
you're
know.
just Pac,
Yeah,
Michael
that's it.
Jackson.
Pac at Coachella. That's
I'm
it.
sorry.
Oh my God.
I can't. I can't.
It's hilarious.
But no, so here's the thing that kind of ties back into the lines is that if somebody who got curious about the Fitbit situation went to Google Earth, and on that Google Earth map, you can like choose to get rid of all the water, like what shows up as water on the map, right? Like lakes and oceans, they would take that away, and you can get like all the fissures and things in the ocean. So when they do that, there is a straight line coming out of Antarctica to different places. Like, for example, there's a 6,400 mile fissure or line that goes from Antarctica straight into Argentina. And there's other...
Beautiful.
He is so stressed. I don't think this is a good topic for him.
Demetrius, did you come across something paranormal that's like making you real like pressed about this? Like,
the idea is fucking really bad right now.
No, it's so crazy. And the fact that like, and if you look at this map, because I watched the video of the guy who actually did this, there's lines after lines. Like there's one line that connects to Australia. There's one line that connects all the way to Africa. There's one line. So it almost looks like somebody it's not naturally made is what it looks like. No matter who looked at it. You can't tell me that was natural.
No way.
Because it's straight edge lines. It's not like a fissure happened because of an earthquake. Like it lines up with things. And another thing, Antarctica has pyramids too, by the way.
Yes.
Right around where all the bases are also. And if you take a map and you go to the Great Pyramids of Giza in Egypt, and you go straight down, is it longitude if you go down, right?
Longitude down.
Longitude, because it's long. That's how I remember it in school.
Yeah.
little ways. So if you go down the longitude line from where the Great Pyramids are in Egypt, you land on one of the double set pyramids in Antarctica. It's a ley line, basically.
I'm telling you,
it's one of the lines.
They know what they're doing with this. And I'm like, if our government, because you're not telling me it's anybody else, right?
Right.
If our government participates in this and they know what's happening with it, why not educate yourself in it? And I know it's overwhelming for some people because you'll get into all this stuff.
Yeah.
You'll get into, oh, we don't really pick our president, or we don't really do this, and this is happening, that's happening. And it's overwhelming when you think about the fact where you're like, I can't do anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
I've demonstrated this stuff for hundreds and hundreds of years. What can I do about it? It just makes me feel better knowing about it. And like Dee was praying, in the name of Jesus, not
in the name of Jesus. Yes.
That's really all you can do. But I'd at least rather be aware. That way I can kind of control even the content that I digest, that my kids digest. And you know what I mean? Because certain stuff I don't even want to be around, because I'll be like, these images are throwing me off. Or it doesn't feel right being around here right now.
It's crazy because like like for example, the 50 nations or whatever that have the treaty in Antarctica, it first started off with 12. And then 17 more got added like several decades later, and another few decades later, 21 more got added. So that it's a complete of 50, right? But the first 12 that were there are the ones who kind of make the decisions overall. So they've been doing consultative meetings since 1993 down there. But nobody talks about it. They've been but so it's in the name of science, right? Is what they're using and saying.
I'm like, look at his face.
It ain't shit.
Yeah.
So what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
right.
nothing down there. It has to be something crazy for all these nations to get together to go sit on an ice block. Come on now.
And so, which is like, so these top nations are obviously going to be the regular top 12. I'm sure. I probably need to look at it and see what it was, but I'm sure it's like U.S., Russia, China, Japan, and people like that. Like, so like some of those nations actually have Antarctica territories, and it's split up between
like
nations.
A pie.
Yeah. And there's like some area that's unclaimed, but they also still have bases on it.
Can we claim it? I'm trying to
can we claim it?
Let me in. You know what I'm saying? This sounds like some bullshit. I need to be a part of this shit. You can't beat them, join them. I need my own slice of the pie. That's all I'm trying to say. I want to run some ley lines. I can run some ley lines to Dallas. I can run some to Cleveland.
No, I'm good.
No, sir.
I say we got to get in where we fit in.
We already got that crazy one, the Georgia Stone guide stones.
Yes.
Yeah.
If anybody has never heard of it, look it up, because what they flat out write on the Georgia Guidestones, as well as the Denver airport, which has a statue of Anubis at the opening of it, which is a whole other thing.
Huh?
What'd you say?
The Egyptian dog god thing?
Yes, of death, as far as I know. Someone has to check me on that if I'm not right. And then they also have a pale horse, red eyes. Like, I had looked it up a minute ago. Again, I was probably trying to look up how to make the best brownies, and it was like, let's look up demonic structures. Don't know how, but I ended up, you're always a click away. You're 5 or 7 clicks away from looking at stuff.
It is. You're like getting lost in the fucking matrix. It's like so
seriously.
easy.
And when I read those Georgia Guidestones, I was like, you're really talking about depopulating. You're really talking about getting rid of a lot of people for the sake of, the future, so they say. But it's like, who is this future laid out for?
Preserving resources for the top.
For who, right? Do you guys know that whole thing is like twice as tall as the Stonehenge too? Do you know how big the Stonehenge is? And then the Guidestones are bigger than the Stonehenge. Now, there's people who were involved in making it, and I read one of the articles I read was that the guy who commissioned it used a local like granite like company or whatever, and the company took him as a joke when he said he wanted all this stuff written on it. So they told him a ridiculous price to get it built, but he went ahead and said, "Yeah, I'll pay for it." So it was, whoever made that shit made tons of money because they quoted him like some crazy shit. Also, it's written in 8 languages.
Oh, because they're not playing.
Yeah, they're not playing. So out of those 8 languages, 6 of them are written in the top 10 languages spoken in the world. The other 2 is Swahili and Hebrew, but it's pretty up there in the top like 15.
And one of like the first things they're wanting people to read on this lovely Guidestone, they think it's okay to basically wipe out a lot of people, and they say it's going to improve fitness and diversity and unite humanity. This is literally written on it now. I'm reading it.
Yeah.
With living new language, rule, passion, faith, tradition, and all things in tempered reason. Protect people and nations with fair laws and just courts. Listen.
It's a lot.
It's a lot, and that's fine, but I don't think the way to do that is getting rid of 500 million people and then being like, okay, let's start.
No, they're not getting rid of 500 million people. They want the world to be 500 million people.
How many is 7
So
billion?
they're getting rid of.
They're wanting to get rid of way more than that.
7.2 billion people is what they're trying to get rid of.
And I wonder how they're going to go about that.
Climate control. That's a whole nother topic.
Haven't we talked about HAARP before?
I have. Have we talked about it?
I don't know if we talked about HAARP together.
I've heard of that. What is that?
HAARP is this machine that supposedly controls the air environment, and it's geoengineering of like the weather, basically.
And guess where the research facility is located? Alaska.
Nobody.
No.
Nobody is up there. Like there's one like huge place that has all the city, like, you know, the shops and stuff. Other than that, they're always building places where nobody can get to.
Man.
It's like in the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm. Who's going to be there? It's like literally where like Courage the Cowardly Dog lives, and they're like, let's build something here. This is where our base is. What? But they were even talking when we talked earlier. CJ and I were talking about Alaska and all the conspiracy theorists there, and now Nazis were trying.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there was a Nazi base there, and they're trying to control weather at one point in time. And I still believe trying to do that, which makes sense because I can get rid of a shit ton of people if I can make a hurricane hit you hard enough.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
You know what I heard? I heard something about the earthquake in Haiti. Somebody did mention that was
HAARP?
I don't know if it was HAARP, but it was something similar to it, to where it's controlling, you know, a natural phenomenon like that.
So
where
like
it wasn't by mistake. This was on purpose.
I think so too, because it like even that and the other one that hit where it was messing up, like what is it, Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic and stuff.
Yeah.
That it's crazy. And the recent one to me was crazy, the one in Cali. So I don't know, I don't think a lot of people here realize it. Like I have Japanese cable, so I watch the Japanese news too. They had earthquakes 2 days in a row, like maybe less than a week before the California earthquake.
It was 30 minutes apart.
Yeah. No, and then they have some afterquakes the next day, but the afterquakes were still like 6 point something, I believe. And then it thunderstormed and rained. It was like hurricanes, typhoons for like a week and a half. And then I thought that was done in Japan. And the next thing I know is I saw like Chris and all my friends on all the social media who's in California, like, oh my God, we just had a big ass earthquake. And I'm watching videos and stuff. And this is all within like 2 weeks of each other. Like not even 2 weeks apart. You did?
Earthquakes here. I was sitting in the car. My cousin was leaning up against the car, and I thought he was moving it. And he thought I was moving it.
Oh no. Dude, see?
And that's like an earthquake here not too long ago, and excuse my ignorance, I was like, it's Ohio. What you mean we had an earthquake?
I mean, it still got stuff. Ohio got some stuff. Y'all got a Rockstar Hall of Fame. That means something.
Man, listen, that pyramid. When I tell you I went downtown, and you just look at things differently once you start opening up your mind.
Man,
when you read and detail, you just see stuff differently, and I'm like, okay.
Like I don't know what they're gonna do, because I feel like there's some kind of movement happening, and not everybody is like let in on it. And you know, just like out of the blue stuff, but like for example, UFOs, right? Like a couple months ago, like mainstream media reported it because it got declassified from some of the paperwork in the military, but they also like went and demonetized anybody who was talking about it to that point. Like why would you do that on social media, but then you're okay that mainstream media is doing it because they don't want anybody else reporting it,
right? And they're giving them what they want them to report. So I'm telling you what to say, and then you're going to say it, and we're just going to run this and loop it over and over again. Because if you ever notice, you can cut together when there's a major event happening. I promise you, they all say the same.
All of it.
It's the exact same.
It does not matter who's reporting it.
Cadence and everything is creepy.
Everything is the same. And I'm like, ain't no way. That's not real journalism, real news reporting. If all of you are saying the same thing, No.
And see, and when I lived in Japan and was watching the news, even now, I used to think when I was younger, I was like, why do they always play the same news on all the channels? Now I get it. I'm like, they're not just playing the same information. They're making sure that you get it through your head and it sticks to you.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they're doing. Like, what? You know, and speaking of UFOs, there's a lot of them that fly by all the ley lines, by the way. People see them. The reason why
they use the energy to fuel
yes
their craft?
Yes. So what
I was joking, but are you serious?
I know.
I just made that up.
I made that up.
No, nigga, no. So okay, so
they're gonna take you first, D. They definitely take you.
Oh my god. So the reason why the Chinese people called it the Chinese dragon lines is because they saw people, their ancestors, flying on dragons across the lines. Now, for lack of a better word, they may have used the word dragon to describe whatever the flying equipment was. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Look at these faces.
No, I believe it. I've seen on. You ever watch like the History Channel and they'll have like ancient aliens? I think.
Oh God. Yeah.
So good. It's so good, right? And they were showing these statues that people were making, and it literally looked like little people inside of spacecrafts.
Right.
And it looked like they had tubes and lines coming out of them. Like these drawings on stones and these statues, they really did look like spaceships. And there's just no way that they're making that stuff up. And then a side note theory about that I have is, even when you were talking about the pyramids earlier, how perfectly they're aligned with like Orion's belt.
Right.
Is insane. And I'm like, there had to be parts of your brains that you guys had access to that we don't because of the chicken in these fucking cell phones. But you guys are able to think on such a level. You know what I mean? Like, you have to just be so open intellectually, spiritually, to even come up with that, because we think we're so advanced, but we still can't figure out how they did pyramids.
I don't know. Some people have like a natural thing for that, like empaths and didn't you like see colors before? Look at him.
Oh shit. Yeah. I still do.
Do you still do that?
Does that mean you can see someone's aura? Is that what you see?
I don't know. So I don't see it.
Look at me.
You don't see it with your eyes. You almost feel it. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. I remember you telling me about that shit.
So this is the best way that I can explain it. So when you see a color, say the color green, you get a feeling from that color. So when you meet a person, they give you the same feeling, and it usually correlates to the same feeling I get when I see that color. So I visualize
the color.
Yeah. That's kind of how it works.
Exciting. I never knew that about you.
I remember. Yeah, me and D used to get into some deep conspiracy theories too. Like 4 hours of conversation in the middle of the night drinking. Look at Brandy.
I'm just interested. I'm like, tell me.
You're about to get a text from Brandy later when y'all are both
when we were younger. I remember having a conversation with Brandy when we were younger.
Oh, okay.
Like in high school. We weren't talking about that, but it was along the same line.
Oh, because when I was in Okinawa, if I say it. When I was in I remember that's when I first started seeing things or feeling things move. And I was never freaked out about it because I always felt like God grabbed me at a young age and talked to me then. That way I wouldn't be so frightened. But I promise you, I have seen witches. I've had like my bed shake me to wake me up, but I know that was my grandma, but that's another story because I do want us to talk about like ghosts and things
for
like
October.
What'd you say?
We can do those for October.
We definitely can. But my mom told me one time, which makes me think some of this is passed down spiritually, hereditary. Shout out to that scary movie. But she told me she would see something around someone before they would die. And that reminded me of that movie, The Frighteners. Remember you put the numbers on the head and they knew they were next. And I was like, this makes sense on why I was seeing stuff. But then I'm running around the neighborhood telling people, yo, I see this, that, and the other. And they didn't want to.
That's why. Yeah,
I was crazy then. So,
can I just say something? My mom used to see things before people died also. We're going to have a conversation about that.
This is why we're friends.
Look at Demetrius. You know what? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you why we got put back together. This threesome got put back together. It's because it was supposed to happen. It's supposed to happen.
Not call it a threesome. Can we not do that part?
The triangle. I hate all of y'all. The triangle. You know what? It's a good thing that we went with the triangle. Right. Oh my God, I can't. Right. Oh, for real. Think about it, because I've never had you tell me that about your mom. Like, I just got goosebumps because
no, she just told me, and that was a couple of weeks ago because we were just talking about it, and I was like, I used to see so much, and I'm like, I wonder how I can tap back into that gift because after I let people call me crazy, I just stopped. And I haven't seen anything since, but I would be able to tell people stuff that I know they didn't tell me and I didn't know. And I remember a friend of mine crying because I described some pet that I had never met. I was like, oh, I see this cat and it has a gray V on its forehead and blah, blah, blah. I was like in 7th or 8th grade. And he was like 16 and he was like crying. He's like, that's my pet from the States. How did you know that? And I remember being like, it's God, nigga. I was like, yo, the spirit's flowing through me, son.
Oh my God, I can't. So, like, I mean, I can't. Now, I'm gonna need to ask D to go talk to Miss K and be like, hey, yo, ma. Like,
if
what's going on?
Your mom's seen stuff. I'm done.
It's over.
No, she.
Uh-oh.
Not really her so much. It's more of my aunt. Me and my aunt have a weird connection when it comes to stuff like that. And I'm gonna give you an example. Right now. So God. I remember I was maybe about 21 years old. It was like a little bit after I left San Antonio. And I was going through a lot during that time. And I kind of just gave up on a lot of stuff, including how I felt about religion and God.
Gotcha.
I was just like, I'm done, whatever. So I remember I laid down to go to sleep that night. And it was crazy. So as soon as I closed my eyes, you ever been really, really tired? As soon as you close your eyes, you wake up?
Yes.
And you slept like 8 hours? It was like that, but when I opened my eyes, I was somewhere else.
Huh?
It's like when I opened my eyes, everything around me was blue.
Huh?
Like there was...
Look at Brandy.
I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it. Imagine yourself in the sky. You're up in the sky, but there's no ground below you. I'm not suspended. I'm not standing on anything. I'm just there. Everything around me is blue. And in the distance, I see a tip of a paintbrush, and it's black, and it's starting to paint a picture in front of me. So I'm like, what the hell is this? So then I noticed that it's a head, like the back of the head that is drawn. And you ever seen the video Take On Me from the 80s?
Yeah.
It's like that, how it was like etched, because it started to move, like animation. And the head started to turn around to look at me. And I remember as soon as I noticed that it was turning around to look at me, I immediately got scared. I was terrified because I knew whenever it made eye contact with me, I was going to die. That's what I thought.
What the fuck? Look, I'm getting goosebumps.
So like,
Stop
it. What the hell is this shit? So I was trying to figure out who this was. And then I saw around here, I don't mean to get cray-cray or all churchy, but I saw thorns getting drawn right here. And I freaked out. And then at that moment, I realized I was dreaming. So I tried to wake myself up.
Right.
Wake myself up. I felt 2 hands hold me down on the bed. And I was like trying to wake myself up, and I finally was able to do it. I woke up and just went about my day. Completely forgot. You know how you have a crazy dream that you get up and go about your day. Just whatever. 2 days later,
God.
My mom is on the phone with my aunt. My aunt lives, at that time, she lived about, say, an hour away. Over 60 miles. And she's like, hey, is D there? Put D on the phone. So I get on the phone. She's like, hey, I had this crazy dream about you 2 nights ago. I was like, well, what was it? She said, I had a dream I was over here. I was at your house, and I was talking to your mom. And she said, I walked past your room, and I saw you were sleeping, and you were having a bad dream, and you were trying to wake yourself up. So she said, I went to go wake you up from your bad dream, and she said, I could tell whatever it is that you were afraid to see, you were supposed to see it. So I held you down. Yeah. Crazy as fuck. And then she said she woke up and she went about her day, but she thought it was just weird. So she told me about it, and I lost it. I was like, yeah, never mind. I'll believe it again.
You better shut your fucking face.
That really happened.
Oh my God, D.
Man.
Stop.
He was born on a ley line or something, because that's
Man. Listen,
you can't make
we can't even get started with this family stuff because, like, my grandmother apparently was a princess on the island. I'm not even kidding. And I didn't know that till I moved to the States, and some psychic told me. And then I had to double check with my mom, and then she like told me that she was. And I was like, what do you mean? Because I think it was when I was in San Antonio, and I was like, it was MySpace days, you guys.
Oh, back in the
days.
It was MySpace days, and I was, you know how you can, like, just like Facebook now, you can join groups and talk to people and do whatever. But I had joined like something with like music and then like psychics or like holistic something. And one of the ladies on there emailed me out of the blue and was like, hey, your grandmother wants to like let you know stuff. And I was like, what are you talking, like, I've never talked to her. She was like in another state. I don't know who she is. And I thought she was like just crazy or like looking for money, you know what I mean? Like just like one of those evangelist people or something. Like, but so I was like, well, that's cool, like I don't know what you're talking about. And she like wrote back. She was like, you know, even if you wanted to get away from it, you're still going to have to face the fact that you have all these other gifts that you have to use. And I was like, what the fuck? And then she was like, well, your grandmother says thank you for all the chrysanthemums at her funeral. And I was like, chrysanthemums? Like, I didn't know the English word for the flower, but it's in Japanese, it's called kiku.
Oh, the funeral flower, right?
Right. And those were actually the white ones usually for funerals, but because my grandmother's favorite flower was a kiku, chrysanthemum, and she used to grow it in her garden back home. And so people sent her that for her funeral. And I was like, I called my mom. I was like, I was so spaced out because that was the first person in my life that passed away. It was my senior year in high school. I've never had a family member pass away. So it like hit me hard. I was like out of school for a whole week and did the whole, you know, the Okinawan funeral stuff with the family. And I had spaced out about the flowers. And my mom was like, yeah, she like got a whole bunch of flowers from people who were visiting or sending her all of that. And then kind of fast forward in the conversation, she was like, you know, and a lot of people got a lot of help from her. And I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, because this crazy lady is talking about she was like a preacher or something. And I was like, they don't have preachers in Okinawa. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Well, it turns out my grandmother was supposed to be like a priestess style person. She went around cleansing homes, like spiritually cleansing houses for people on the island. And I had no clue till I like came out to the States. Like I was not even around family. Nobody told me this shit. Like I didn't know. My grandmother kept it a secret because I guess she didn't want people to know about that stuff. Yeah. Look at y'all faces.
I'm loving it. It makes so much sense because
it's so crazy.
We talk a lot about how trauma can carry through DNA. TJ and I will just have our little side conversations where we say it'll be a short conversation, then it's like 2 a.m. and we're like, and another thing.
One more thing.
But I believe the same thing for spiritual gifts. It just would make sense that if I'm seeing things as a child, and my sister who sees stuff like all the time, like the way you described what you were seeing in your dream, D.
Oh God, no.
That stuff just like out and about. She has to be careful and kind of protect herself and where she goes because she will see stuff. And I've seen twice what she's seen. One was on my ex-husband, and another one was on like somebody we mutually knew that was in Florida. But I can't imagine just regularly seeing stuff.
No, thank you.
It's one thing when you just remember. Yeah, it's one thing when you're a kid or teenager, whatever. It's another thing when you're like 40 something, and it's like, yeah, look at that over there. No, I can't live like that way.
What is that hanging from a tree? What is that? Oh, that's not a person on this plane. Oops.
I'm telling you, especially if you have that gift on you, right? I feel like good, bad, and ugly is going to kind of be attracted to you, almost like you're a light.
You're a magnet.
Because you're a light and you're that open, these things are coming to you. I think that's why in those movies all the time, the suspense movies, scary movies, dogs and animals are always going crazy, and kids are always the ones being channeled through because they're so open.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And they're not like, you know, as jaded and guarded as adults. So it's always, and it seems too, and we'll have to get into that on a nice October platform with all these topics. But I'm like, it's always like little girls too. And I'm thinking, is that like a vessel thing? Because, you know, not trying to make this sound weird as I talk about sex to make this sound weird. But like we were talking about last night, we're traditionally entered into.
Right.
We're receiving things. So it almost makes sense why we're, you know, in folklore and on these movies and stuff, it's always some little girl or something like that that's possessed. We're being entered into. We're somehow, some way, a spirit is attaching and traveling through us.
And then when it's a guy, it's always somebody who's a descendant, like D.
Well,
I said when it's a guy, it's always a descendant like you. Like it doesn't always, it's never something that starts with a man. It always is like somebody in your family who's a female.
I see.
Who's older has it always. Like it's a really weird, I don't know. I think that's something we have to get into because I have a lot of stories.
We'll have to. And I can't believe that you remembered that stuff from high school because I don't even remember having that conversation with them, but I know the story.
No, I remember it was a conversation about a mutual friend of ours and the color thing came up and you mentioned it first. And I was like, I see it too. It was one of those things. I was like, you know. But yeah, you mentioned the same color and I thought it was a coincidence. And I remember I brought up somebody else's name and you kept getting it right and it gave me the creeps. And I didn't talk to you for about a week.
Is that why we fell out?
Oh, so it wasn't the Cisco hair. It wasn't
him giving me the unleashing the dragon. It was me freaking him out because we were linked up spiritually and we couldn't understand it. That's crazy.
I mean, but that's the truth though, right? Like people who are around you, when they talk about how people are supposed to be there for a reason or a season, the seasonal people are like real quick to cut off. Real quick. And the reason people, like y'all are my reason people, obviously. Oh, look at her. Yes. I get it.
I need to be somebody's reason, girl. Damn.
But y'all are my reason people, because if you think back, technically, it's been 15 years already.
Wow.
No, longer. My bad.
It's been longer than that, yeah.
No, because y'all moved, you were freshman in 2000, so 19 years.
How dare you be Asian and not good at math? That's the half.
I was thinking about the year you guys graduated, which was 2004. So, right? 2004? Yeah. So it was 2000 instead. So yeah, it'll be 20 years next year. 2 decades.
That's
oh my God.
Crazy.
Are we gonna have a seance for the 20th? What are we doing? Witches. What are we doing?
Absolutely the fuck not. Yeah, y'all can have a seance. Don't call me on that episode. I'm gonna be asleep.
No, same. I'm not into that. What are we talking about? What?
There's a few things I don't do. Also, I'm also half Japanese, well, half Okinawan. Let me say it right. I'm half Okinawan, so I believe in the whole like Chinese New Year stuff and Chinese like animals for your birth year. And I'm a dog year. I don't do seances. I don't do Ouija boards. I don't do anything that has to do with foxes.
Here, what's Demetrius?
I'm a tiger.
Say.
Oh, you guys are tigers? No wonder y'all be breaking out into tunes and shit together.
You sounded really disgusted. You sounded so through with that.
My loyal ass has to pull y'all together, be like, roof, over here this way. Like
that's probably why we always seemed like your children, and we called you Mama CJ for
that's true
decades now.
I know. Rob thinks it's funny. Rob thinks Rob's my fiance, y'all, but he thinks it's funny that y'all
are fiance, y'all. He's discussed this. Sister wife.
I told him that too. He just started laughing. He was like, uh-oh. I was like, yeah, you better watch out. Watch out. All these brown girls after you. You better calm down. But no, he was like, it's really funny that they call you Mama CJ. Because he always makes fun of how I manage stuff. Like I was cleaning today and I had a list of things to do with like my name on it and my kid's name on it, and to like which part of the task is hers.
You're delegating.
I was delegating tasks. And of course,
that I was linking up because I was having computer issues before we got this started, you guys. And I was just showing them that, hey, it's almost done. And she immediately writes back, I can't read it. What is it? I'm like, I didn't write that for you to help. I was just sending it to let you know I'm almost done.
I'm sorry. It's just my nature. Like, I don't know what it is. I have to, like, manage things. People would say I'm bossy and controlling, maybe. I don't know.
Really?
I mean, just maybe a smidgen. Maybe I'm a lot better now.
You can boss and control our little colony when we make it to Antarctica in our fur.
Who is going to Antarctica? I'm not going to Antarctica. Y'all are
going with us.
What type of wigs could I wear in Antarctica?
First of all, it's bad enough in this weather that I have natural hair to control. I can't do it. And then there's
no restaurants down there, huh?
There's no Starbucks. I can't do it. I know that's like super first world problems, but I can't.
Definitely first world problems.
We can open up a franchise.
Oh, see, now he's talking. He's hustling over here.
And this is why they're not finna let a whole bunch of black people in here. Y'all all gonna be hustling, flowing up here.
We're gonna have some Asian blankets on the side. The ones with the
Chinese slippers. You remember those Chinese slippers?
Yes.
At the hair
flowers.
Oh my God.
The fishnet slippers with the colorfulness going on. You don't think I would? Yeah, I totally would. I would sell egg rolls and like baked goods.
Egg rolls and baked goods.
Egg rolls and baked goods. Just when I thought she couldn't get more Asian. Egg rolls.
My egg rolls are delicious. You can have anybody who's
stereotype though.
I mean, I stole part of the recipe from Demetrius, to be honest. Let's be honest. Because he had a really easy way of making them. Huh?
I said, to be fair, Demetrius really is Japanese.
He's actually half Asian. No, he's he just act like it.
Yeah. He just needs to take a shower. His skin's just dirty.
No.
Damn.
We're gonna get so many complaints on this episode.
Really?
People are gonna be like, "Why are y'all terrible?"
He exfoliates and then he turns like this same thing.
That's terrible. Oh.
No, what I do want to do is I do want to put Demetrius on the spot because I love when he speaks Japanese. Oh. So can you guys just give? Come on, my spiritual buddy.
My spiritual buddy.
No, I forgot a lot.
Haven't been
around. Have a little mini conversation with CJ.
Why do American people? No, it's konbanwa now because it's nighttime.
Oh,
konbanwa. Are you happy? Brandy's being a typical American right now. Have a conversation.
American, like a tourist.
Very touristy. I'm like, can you guys do the thing? Can you do the thing where you talk in a different language that's not English? As I saturate my rice in soy sauce.
Oh God, no! And then you put like a tab of butter.
Exactly, and then put your chopsticks straight up in there.
To disappoint everyone.
Does that give you anxiety too? Does that give you anxiety?
Oh my God, yes,
People
it did.
do that a lot out here.
I know.
Just stick their chopsticks straight up in there.
I'd be yelling at my kids when they do that. Fork, chopstick, spoons, they do not go straight up and down. You don't do that's when you serve the dead, not living people. You can't do that.
Yeah.
But what if they know somebody's dying?
First of all, Brandy, no.
You didn't think about that, did you, Mom?
Oh my God, that's so terrible. How do we get to this?
I don't know.
I don't even know where we came from. We're talking about dead people and sticking forks in rice. We came from ley lines. That's where we were at.
This is an example of how it's gonna be. We're gonna start off topics one way and end on some other shit.
On some completely different topic altogether. Talking about chopsticks. Chopsticks, cuz.
You got some chopsticks, cuz?
I'm done.
I heard you said the best chopsticks in Antarctica.
Why y'all acting like we're gonna move down there? We're not moving.
Because we're moving there.
Y'all can go.
They land cheap to the motherfucker. We can get those manufactured homes. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, like the drop and build.
I know that's right. Come on, sell her, Demetrius. Sell her on.
You know what I'm saying? The land probably cheap in the mug. It's cold, so no AC.
And because it's so cold, people are going to want to eat what? Hot egg rolls.
I hate you.
Come on. Come on.
I hate everybody.
100 yen just for you.
Not 100 yen. Why am I selling it in yen in Antarctica? That's not.
I'm a tourist, okay? And I want the full experience.
That's so.
You'll have to sell them you're gonna sell it in yen because you're gonna be in the Japanese slice.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna be in the Japanese. Oh, okay.
CC lemon slushies.
Oh, ooh.
Come on. And then add some vodka.
It sounds like you've had some of that already.
I'm tired at this point.
I know.
CC lemon.
I had a bartender. We can go into business for real. I think we should.
No, there's too many crazy people. You know, there's a theory down there that the Nazis are still alive and well and doing things down there.
I don't mind taking their money. I don't give a fuck.
But here's the thing, though. Listen. We brown. If they really was down there, we ain't about to open.
And money is green. I don't care. I will take some Nazi money.
Yes. Money is green.
I will take it.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, I mean, we may not survive them, is what I'm saying. Like,
they don't know my cousins. I got
not.
What? You got cousins down there? Is that what you're trying to say?
He's just saying his cousins can take out the Nazis. That's what I heard.
So you got your
people. Trip, but I'm down to take their money.
I mean, I am too, but no, that's just crazy. Like there's too many people down there. And the fact that there's no way they don't have security with all them bases down there.
Can you quit bringing our dream down and be
That's what Asian moms do.
Tap into the other half of you. We want the other half.
Oh, okay.
Go back.
Stop opening that door, letting all my AC out into the street.
There we go. There she is.
There.
Thank you. I don't want that other one.
I'm dead. Oh my God. I bet my children are so confused about that. Like,
I can't wait till my son hears these things when he's older to be like, you were really on some trash, Mom.
I know, right? Like I was telling my older one, I was like, you gonna check out our podcast? It's on iTunes now. Like, and all these other platforms. Spotify, you got that. You can listen to it. You know they're not.
Does you think you're cool now?
I didn't just get cool today. I've been cool. I don't usually say that about myself because I already know that I am. But I mean, since you gotta like,
I think she's just trying not to hurt your feelings.
Because honestly, Demetrius, if you have to say you're cool, are you cool?
But that's what I'm saying.
That's the question.
I don't usually have to say that, but Demetrius like asked if I was, and I'm pretty sure that I am. So.
And then you woke up.
Y'all, I think something wrong with Demetrius' microphone. I'm about to check it, cut him off.
Not cut his microphone.
Oh, that's messed up. Just mute me off.
Yeah, I'm the host. I got control on all three of y'all microphones. I can just mute you.
Wow, she just wow.
Okay, you act like the government. Damn. Saying something about what you say. We're about to just eliminate your ass off.
Just click. Just click.
She gonna be running the podcast by herself talking about welcome to the triangle, and it's just gonna be days on the thing.
It's gonna be y'all dancing and me just talking my ass off. I'm okay with that. Mm-hmm.
I will say you have a nice voice.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate it. I feel like I sound weird.
Money.
Huh?
No, well,
so you probably gonna make some money.
Make money? Like, are you talking about your sex traffic? What?
First of all, I never did it, so we're not gonna put that on me.
Your phone sex stuff that we talked about last time.
You could have made some money.
Oh, I could make some money. I probably could. I thought about it.
And then what I want you to do though is give sexual content, but all conspiracy theory. So you'll be like, hey, I'm in Alaska right now. On a Nazi list.
I hate everything.
What about those ley lines?
Like these ley lines?
Lay me down on the ley lines.
Yeah. From now on, my stretch marks are ley lines. Yes. Gee, you want some good energy? You follow these ley lines.
Ley lines down to my pyramid. I'm done.
No, not ley lines to your pyramid. We are out of control. If you're still listening, you are for real live people. If you're still listening at this point.
If you haven't given up on us by now, yeah.
Oh my God.
I don't even know what's happening. I don't even know what conversation we're on right now. I'm sure this will be the way every time.
This is going to be
things disappear when they get close to my ley lines.
Did you say what?
You heard what the fuck I said.
I hate
so
everything.
Things disappear when they get close to my ley lines.
You know what? I can't.
They vanish.
They vanish?
Yeah, you want to know what happens in this Bermuda Triangle?
And we've crossed over to deliriousness, ladies.
Just like your baby daddy, they're never seen again.
Oh my God.
You want to know why your dad never came home? These ley lines.
I don't think we're talking about the same things anymore. I don't think we're... Oh God, damn. You guys are terrible.
Where's your daddy? Damn.
Where's your dad? You haven't heard from him? He just texted me.
I can't.
Oh my God. I'm sorry, CJ. We're sorry.
No, you're not. Don't lie to me.
We'll be better people.
I just know that it's going to get worse every episode.
Oh, it's going to be bad. So bad. Wow. I just thought that hit me kind of hard.
We're never going to get syndicated or anything like that because of y'all.
Never.
I'm going to have to look into monetizing this on our own. Like, I'm going to have to do the ads. I'm going to have to do the ads.
Facts.
I'm just saying. No, we won't do ads for a while. Demetrius, put that freaking LaCroix can down.
Sorry, what?
Yes to the ads.
You're talking about this delicious beverage I'm drinking right here?
Or were you talking about this delicious beverage?
Can we not do product placement, please?
We're not.
We're not getting paid yet.
You're fucking the money up, CJ. You can't fuck up the cash flow.
D, let her know. She stay fucking the money up ever since ninth grade.
Not ever since ninth grade. What are y'all talking about?
You remember we said we was going to sell them ice cream sandwiches?
What?
Chris and I, shout out to Chris if you still listening.
The cookies with the cookies.
The cookie with the ice cream. And I remember like, man.
What?
Listen, I remember being like, oh my God. We thought we invented something. We was like, oh, these are so bomb, blah, blah. Here come hating ass CJ.
Wait.
Ice cream sandwiches. They already have those.
They were making ice cream sandwiches for you. Looking ass.
Okay, so to be honest, I don't remember the conversation, but I will say that does sound like me, though.
No, you would literally come in, kill a dream, and then go and expect us to follow
I needed y'all to focus.
And then she tried it herself and talked about how delicious it was.
After dogging us.
Oh, no. I mean, was it the cookies from the gym bar and the soft serve there? Is that what it was?
Why did they have a soft serve machine in the gym?
I don't know, but it was delicious.
Why is it called soft serve? I hate that one. I hate it.
Why do you hate it?
It just sounds stupid.
Oh my God.
It sounds like something, it sounds like a phrase you say when you were gonna hook up with a guy but his dick was soft the whole time. You got soft serve.
Kind of like whiskey dick. Like, that's so fucking terrible. Don't be serving me this soft serve.
Between you and Ryan. Girl, he soft served me. What? Girl, no, you got soft serve. Yes. I'm never talking to him again.
You know what? I'm gonna start using that, like, in conversation. I'm gonna make it a thing. We're gonna make it viral. Let's make a meme and post it.
The soft serve.
How would you make that a meme? What picture?
I can think of some stuff.
I'll take different images and I'll put it in our inbox. And what we'll do for anybody that made it to this point, they're gonna be the ones that like the post because they made it.
Soft serve.
I just post a picture of some regular ass soft serve ice cream.
Like, did you enjoy our first episode? If you enjoyed our second episode, check out this next one, soft serve. Like,
soft serve. Straight up.
Fucking terrible.
You're part of my memoirs.
Not your memoirs. No.
And this is when I was soft served.
Oh my God, that's so.
It was the best of times. It was the worst.
I hate everything. Oh my God.
I hate us too.
Cannot do it. Woo. How do we end up here? How do we end up with soft serve penises and
I don't know.
I just can't. We were talking about something really interesting. I don't know what happened.
We were. I completely forgot. What were we talking about?
We were talking about ley lines and
bio
vortexes and
channeling energy.
Yeah.
Through the lines.
You know what we should do? We should do like check your local ley line situation. We should take photos around it and like post it.
I'm not trying to develop them photos.
Oh no.
What you want me in a dark room with Mr. Young? It's digital.
First of all, I like old school photos. As fire as the selfies and the apps can be, I probably keep the disposable camera industry in business because I'll buy them.
Oh.
And I like to take pictures with.
How much are they now? How much are they running for now?
Oh God, like what, 2 cents?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
so like you get 25 for a nickel. It's a steal.
Shut the fuck up.
Such a liar. Such a liar.
They still doing that like Walgreens like they used to do back in the day? Or?
Yeah, they did. Walgreens, Walmart. Like, I'm really big on it. And what's also funny is if you're ever out with a disposable camera, people look at you crazy. Or they'll ask you, I've had people stop me from taking my picture and they'll be like, oh, do you want me to get that with my phone? I'm like, no, I'm doing this shit on purpose. Like, I need this.
They feel bad for you. Like,
they do feel bad for me.
That's kind of cool, actually. I think I might want to do that with the children.
I love it. And PJ loves it. It's just, you're not worried about getting this perfect shot moment. There's not, oh, let's redo it. It's just,
oh, yeah. There's no redos. There's no redos.
So you know you was a bad bitch if you took a good picture back in the day. So it was one shot. One shot. Oh, yeah, come on, CJ. Come on, CJ.
Many more. Y'all don't know about that. We didn't have no selfies. We didn't have none of that. You had
sticker
Polaroids. Sticker pictures. Oh my God. I still have all my sticker pictures somewhere in my mom's house. I think.
Them. God love them.
Oh my God. Well, I think we're winding down because I think I can feel it winding down. So is there anything else y'all want to talk about these vortexes? Do we need to come back to it later?
I think we should definitely.
Look at D.
Did we both just say the same thing? Oh my God. I can't. With my tiger brother.
Pause.
Stop. Get away from me. Holy shit. Oh my God. I hope that some of you guys listeners are bored enough to go watch us on YouTube because it might be even funnier. Like, these two kids are ridiculous. I keep saying kids because in my mind, you guys are still freshmen. And I can't undo it. I was telling Rob that and he was like, how old are they? I was like,
freshmen.
30 something.
Freshmen, right?
I guess they're in their 30s now. I was like, oh shit, I gotta stop calling them kids.
Right. We're old enough to where R. Kelly's not interested. So.
At all.
We're good.
Dude, we passed that after 6th grade. He was like,
definitely past that. He was like, too old for me. Ew.
Y'all are ridiculous.
They're gross. Oh, you had your period? Gross.
Too grown for me.
Too old for me.
Man, I remember him coming to Okie, man. That shit was
really?
Cool. Yeah, he played a show. I went with Chris, actually. I did. Yeah. That was a long time ago. Don't ask me what year it was. I really don't remember. It's been a minute. But yeah, I think we need to revisit. I kind of want to get into like all the things that went missing in like the 12 Devils cemeteries. Like, I'm just saying.
Some of those, when you read about just the vessels, because these are vessels. These aren't little dinghies.
Right.
These are whole vessels of people just gone.
And they're not
finding anything from it. It's one thing when you find like Titanic remnants decades,
right.
whatever. They're not finding anything from it.
And then some of them are like search parties, so they have like extreme like equipment. It's not like.
And then they're gone. And then over God, what was the Malaysian flight that went missing?
Oh yeah,
over 187 or something crazy like that.
That flew over a vortex. I looked it up tonight, and I was just like, "There's no way."
They disappeared over a vortex. Yep, that's exactly.
They need to send the child support people to go find them. I think they found my ass. So I know that they can find new people.
Child support is going to shut down all the vile vortexes.
They owe what? Oh, they owe? Oh, no, they gonna find.
We're gonna be on the phone like this. The Bermuda Triangle, back pay $12,000. I got the social. I'll hold.
I'm so done. I can't stand y'all. I can't.
That is a genius idea.
Oh my god.
Send the child support people after the missing people at Walmart. You ever seen that?
No.
All the missing people at Walmart. Next time you go to Walmart, there's a wall of missing people. Where the fuck
there is.
Where did they go?
Now, you know, they say they gather kids to sell them off to politicians and other government officials.
Yep.
For experiments, because the same way they used to gather kids and give them to the Nazis for experiments. And I mean, like some heavy duty shit. And the U.S. was in on it too.
Oh, it's everybody. It's
everybody involved.
That's why I'm so confused. I'm so confused. That's why I'm so confused that like all these nations have a peace treaty just for that one place.
They know what they're doing.
They do. I don't know how to feel. I don't know how to feel.
I don't think I'd feel as upset if we were there with our egg rolls in Pearl.
First of all, if you keep coming back to this damn, we go hustle up.
Money, and I'm with D on this one. You're holding us back, CJ.
How about this? If y'all want to go so bad, I will send y'all some egg rolls, and y'all can go sell it. I'll only take a cut. I won't even ask for that much.
You just go send the frozen egg rolls in Ziploc bags, and we will slang them up.
Yep, it's gonna be wrapped up in wax paper so it don't stick together. Frozen.
We're gonna open up our fur. I got what you need. Hey.
I got these egg rolls for your boss.
Not that I got the egg rolls for you, boss.
Oh no, I hate everything. Like seriously, I will do it. If y'all want to move down there, we can still continue this podcast. Y'all have plenty of Wi-Fi down there because there's scientists
and shit. Yeah, they got all the Wi-Fi. I'm sure they'll give us a good rate. We ain't got to worry about AC.
Definitely got to worry about AC.
You know
I mean, but y'all need some heating systems down there. Y'all ass is gonna be cold.
I got a barbecue grill. We will make.
Just shut the hell up with that.
Not a barbecue grill.
Yeah,
I don't know how to.
We gotta fake it until we make it at first, and then we can actually buy some heaters.
I mean,
I am all about faking it until you make it, because I've seen enough fake people on Instagram and Facebook to where I've learned how to fake it till I make it.
There's a lot of people. That's gonna be something we talk about, y'all. The influencers versus experts.
Pretend to be super happy on the internet, but really I'm dying inside on a daily basis.
That's exactly what
likes.
That's exactly what's happening.
The likes help me sleep better.
You know what though? Those are really scary that people still do that. Like we talked about it the other day. Like they live off of the likes and views and comments and I
can't wait till Instagram.
You know what I hate the most is the people that jump on bandwagons. Like, say, for instance, there's
Golden State Warrior
like a crazy earthquake or something where a lot of people are injured, and then they want to raise awareness about it.
Oh,
but
yeah.
They'll post like a picture with their ass out, talking about.
Oh yeah, they're like,
you know what I'm
saying? Hey guys.
Did I just miss some boob action?
It's like, you don't give a fuck about the people that
you really don't.
That hurricane. You just want your ass out. Then that's okay. Just have your ass out.
I really feel that way. I'd rather the picture just be like, "Look at my titties" as the caption.
Right. Like, please don't just be naked and talk about like Viva la France, help the people who got like fucked up at the terrorist attack. Like, nothing on this picture says anything about that. Like, I don't understand.
Or it's like those people that wish somebody else a happy birthday. but they look better than that person in the picture, but they're like, oh, this is us together. It's like you couldn't post a picture of that person by themselves looking better than them. Talk about happy.
What do they call those? Are they the ducks? Ducks, right?
I don't know what they're called.
I can't remember. I think
they're
called.
You're talking about?
Huh? No. There's a name for the friends.
I need you to stop doing that.
There's a name for a friend that you keep around that's uglier than you, or at least you think is uglier. A duff. Yeah, it's a duff.
That's a thing?
Yes, there's a movie about it. There's a teen movie about it. Hold on, let me go look it up real quick. I know it's called, I'm pretty sure it's Duff. I'm almost positive that it's Duff. Because I remember watching it. And
so people keep ugly friends around. Oh my God. How do you know you're not the ugly friend?
Well, you don't know, but I mean.
Oh, you know. You definitely know.
Not the oh, you know. You
I mean,
have me.
But you reap the benefits of having these good-looking people around you.
You know what, Demetrius? You would know. Working out there in Vegas, you probably see it all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
and I'm
that's what
definitely
it was. Oh, this is terrible. Now I know what it means. It's an abbreviation, DUF. It's the designated ugly fat friend. Oh my God.
First of all, you dead wrong for laughing like that.
There's a movie called The Duff, and it's like a teen movie. It's not a grown-up movie. I think it's terrible that it's a teen movie.
But fat doesn't mean ugly. Like, since when?
Because society. Like, that's why they had to throw out all this other stuff, and we do the body positive movement. You know, that's part of my thing because I'm a chubby, round, and brown girl. So like, it's crazy. But yeah, see, there was one, Duff. Terrible. And people use them on Instagram, and I've seen it, and it's terrible. Like, you know, you're a terrible friend. It's terrible.
Oh, man. She was so upset by that. She was like,
it's terrible. Just terrible because I was watching the movie. The movie's already awful. But then, like, there's like people that I follow, and I'm not naming names because I'm not like. Oh, I guess I'll know if they know. I'll know if they know if they like unfollow me or delete me off of social media. But there are some girls out there that. Like, listen, when I take pictures with my girls or my friends, like, I show them the pic and I'm like, y'all good with this? And then post it, right?
As one should.
You're supposed to if you love your girls. Like, if one of them are like, oh, girl, my eyes like, I can't do this. Like, you know, can we retake it real quick? Or like, I shut my eyes or something, you know, something like that. But there's a couple of them that be posting pictures and not caring about the other people in the picture.
I've had to get on some of my white friends about that because, first of all, y'all laugh way too fast.
Because I know what you're going to say, because I'm probably...
You already know what I'm going to say. And those out there where if you find out...
With the lighting.
Baby, that lighting.
The lighting.
I knew that's what
I tell you. They'll take a picture. And they'll look like this in the picture. Now, if y'all ain't watching us on YouTube, this won't be funny to you. They'll take a picture and they'll look like this, and I look at me in the picture. And this,
you guys, if you're listening, Brandy just turned off the fucking light.
And I'm like, so, and then have the nerve to tag me in it. How did you tag the corner shadow? And I don't have to look light bright in a picture. I like looking like an undeniably black woman. I like my brown skin.
Right.
But
I know.
And they'll pick filters. I'm like, I look green. Like
Brandy,
y'all. That's why I take a picture with my phone.
Picture recently on an old digital camera of mine that I had, and it was I put the picture. I was able to take a file to my computer. And for the first time, there was this picture. It was a mutual friend of ours. I'm not gonna name any names, but he was in the picture for about 15 years. I had no idea he was in the fucking picture. Because it was 4 people in the picture. I see 3 of them together, and then he's like over here on the side.
Oh my God.
I had no idea he was in the goddamn photo for 15 years until I put it on my computer and was like, God damn.
Oh God.
You was some kind of chocolate for me to not know.
Some kind of chocolate.
You is what 97% cow.
Not 97%.
You baking chocolate, nigga. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
No, I understand.
We're laughing a lot, but there is nothing wrong with that.
It's just funny because it's a cultural thing that
hey, I see nothing wrong with it.
It's happened to me, but I ain't never seen no shit like that.
Wow. Okay, so I have the opposite problem, y'all, because I'm high yellow. Like when there's too much light, you want to see? This is what happened.
You're definitely blending in with your curtain.
This is what happened.
You get washed out.
What happened to her nose?
Just like this.
Disappeared.
It disappeared. Now she looks like she remembered the time.
Like the Asian old women who are celebrities and they have that extra light going on, so there's no like wrinkles showing and stuff. That's what it looks like, because I try to adjust it to where like you can like see me and then see Rob, and Rob's like, he's not that pale, but he's lighter in a different way because our undertones are different. So when you use different lighting, I look crazy and he looks like normal, but then I go backwards, then he looks crazy, and no.
If you weren't so busy mixing races, you wouldn't have to worry about that, would you?
Yeah, this mixed race agenda. People kill me with that shit. Like mixed race is new.
Man,
this shit is biblical. Like this shit is old.
Man,
been doing that shit
we're in the pot for a while.
Every time somebody says that, I just post a few pictures from different tribes in Africa, and like just like ones with like dark skin, blue eyes, blonde hair, or the ones that look completely Filipino, or you know what I mean? Like y'all we all come from the same place, guys. Yeah. Like the only thing that changed was your DNA.
That makes them mad.
They do. They get so mad. They do get mad.
Because they'll be quick. No, I'm Sweden. I'm from. Listen.
So
you know what? Wait. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I saw something really interesting. So I know they were trying to map pretty much a large chunk of the human population to prove that we're all related.
Mm-hmm.
And they kind of ran into like a brick wall. They couldn't really do it until they went to this island off the coast of Kenya.
Mm-hmm.
And on this island, apparently, I guess like however many hundreds of years ago, probably a few hundred years ago, a boat shipwrecked. A Chinese boat shipwrecked off the coast. And all the guys were marooned on this island. And they're trying to figure out why the people on this island look a little different.
Oh.
Because a good chunk of the people on the island have Chinese ancestry.
That's crazy. So
all the men pretty much just stayed there. They married
the
local women. And yeah. So once they did some DNA tests on these people, they were able to close the link.
So on top of that, that's funny because right when we were about to talk at the same time just now, I was going to say that there's a Chinese lab that tried to prove that Chinese people were from a different ancestry. They did all these DNA tests over like 15 years or something, trying to prove that like basically like Asians and Chinese people came from a different lineage of people. And they couldn't disprove it because they all came back to the same mother in Africa. Like, so technically, scientifically speaking, what they were saying is that DNA mutated for Asian and Caucasian people. That's why they're called Asians and Caucasians. They're Asians. That makes sense?
So wait, so it was like one chain and then it split?
Right.
Pretty much what you're saying?
Pretty
like
much.
One branch and one split to Caucasian and one split to Asian?
Right. So whatever that DNA started in the motherland, like they started off in the same place, going in the same direction, but then when they split, one got higher up north, so they had to mutate their genes to survive in the snow and the cold weather, and the rest of them went east, and they had to change and mutate to survive like the different weathers that were going on there, and that's why they ended up looking the way they do.
So what you're saying is like they're all defective.
No.
That's what I heard.
I had to stop for a second. Did you say defective? Oh my God.
Definitely what I heard. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Brandy is about to, we're going to get so many comments from Brandy. Brandy said people were defective. I'm gonna have to go ahead and tell her to no.
No, that makes sense because it happens the same way in the animal kingdom.
Yeah. Like sense. It's like pigs and hogs, right? Because if you let a pig go wild, they turn into hogs again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. Their DNA switches to where they mutate and becomes adaptable to whatever environment they're in.
And if they stay out there long enough, they actually help a lion grow up.
Mm-hmm.
To kill his uncle who killed his father.
I'm sorry, that sounds a lot like Lion King.
Definitely sounds a lot like You Need to Shut the Hell Up, because I know my history of hogs.
Oh no!
But you know what? Another interesting thing was I watched a video on because I'm into languages. Like I like to learn about.
Oh, we know.
Learn about, the origin of language, and they were talking about how Japanese and Korean they don't know where the hell it came from.
Oh yeah. It's
so,
weird.
Like, where the fuck? It like everything else kind of makes sense. Like Chinese, yeah, the Vietnamese and Chinese are very close, and then they can see where Thai came from. But Japanese is like, what the fuck? It's like an anomaly. Japanese and Korean. You know, they were saying the next closest language that's related to it is Finnish.
Mm-hmm. It's weird,
that's
right?
Some scary shit.
It's weird because you wouldn't put those two together, and that's why, like.
But, you ever see like the Ainu people how they look?
Ainu people look Finnish.
They look kind of white.
Well, then it makes sense.
Yeah, they do. If you go up north and you see the Ainu people, like, I don't know who I was talking to. I was talking to somebody about that too before. I was like, the Ainu people look completely different and they have a whole different cultural thing going on. And like even their ancient like artifacts, completely different from regular Japanese.
For those of you that don't know, Ainu are the native. Are they native, right? Native
yeah,
Japanese.
They're native to Japan like from back in the day. Like ancient before like samurais and before all of that. But so like, and then you go further down south and you get to like Okinawa and then the ancestry changes again. Like it's so crazy. That's why
I wondered when we were in Okinawa is that why did it seem like some Okinawans really look like islanders? Like
Pacific Islanders. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because when I would see some people's family, and I'm like, well, you guys are from Guam, you guys are Samoan, but there's not a huge difference in some of you guys. You know what I mean?
What happened in Oki is before the war, they were still the Ryukyu kingdom. They were their own kingdom, kind of like how Hawaii was their own kingdom, right? And so before the war and during like our ancestral times, they were like a port for all these different like countries to come and stop in, especially Japanese and like other Asian countries. Like China and Japan used to go through there all the time and a whole bunch of other places. So what happened as a port is I think they got a lot of different people intermingled and mixed in. And that's why, like, Hogan, if you speak Okinawan Hogan, it's different from Hogan in mainland Japan. Mainland Japan Hogan, I can understand all of them because it's like Japanese with an accent or a dialect for that region.
And can you give us an example of that?
An example of that? So for example, to say, so isn't that so in Japanese is so da yo ne, and if you are from Kansai, which is a little bit further down, like Osaka area and stuff, you would say so ya na. So da yo ne and so ya na is very close, and I can understand it. If you go to Okinawa only has 3 vowels. Everybody else has 5. We only have 3, so it's yasaya. It's completely different.
I love it so much.
Or like, what is it? Like if you say welcome, or like welcome to, you hear all of them say irashaimase. Like even in Okinawa, when you go to a store, they're like welcome. Irashaimase.
They yell at us. They yell.
But in Okinawan, it's mensore. It's completely different. Like if you speak Hogan and only Okinawan Hogan, you can't go to mainland Japan. Our friend, I won't name names. Oh, can I?
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, same.
I mean, okay, I don't think he'll mind. I don't think he'll mind because he grew up there and he loves me. Rashi, my friend Rashi.
I remember him.
Yeah. So Rashi was basically raised in like Okinawa. Like he's been there for forever. So he learned Japanese in an it's like Tex-Mex almost, kind of. So it's like Okinawan Japanese, right? So when he got to mainland on one of his trips that he took, he was trying to talk to the people at the airport, but he didn't realize that mixing some of those words in wasn't gonna like translate over into Japanese, because he was
they don't teach you that.
Yeah, he was actually speaking a lot of Okinawan words along with the Japanese that he knew, but it didn't, I guess, like click in his head.
Like close?
Huh?
So people would
nobody, if you're not from Okinawa, you won't understand Okinawan language.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's just not like if you go to Kyushu or you go to Hokkaido and you hear their Hogan, it's literally like Japanese with a huge accent is what it sounds like to me, right? So I can understand all of that. But if you go to Okinawa, it's like, because everybody has 5 vowels. It's I, I, U, E, O in Japan. But in Okinawa, it's I, I, U, I, U. So everybody, E, O gets replaced with I, U. So it's only 3. Like, even if it's really close words, like if you say heart in Japanese, it's kokoro. But because we don't have O at all, in Hogan, it's going to be kukuru.
How do you say?
Everybody looks confused.
I know, yeah, we're trying to process. How do you say egg rolls for sale?
I hate you. Get out. That's how you say it. I hate you. Get out.
Egg roll for sale.
Oh my god! Why do everybody put that ooh at the end? You just.
Where are you?
Say it. Waribiki.
No, oh my god, you do remember, D.
No, waribiki.
Waribiki, yes, discount sale.
And
I just got really proud.
He still got it.
A little bit. Well, no, I get it, because I remember the first time I told somebody chaganju that was not from Okinawa. They did not know what the hell I was talking about.
Chaganju is the same as ogenki desu ka in Japanese, but it's not ogenki desu ka. It's chaganju.
Chaganju.
It's it's completely different. Like, it's like the other day I was in the store and somebody hit me. One of my kids accidentally hit me, and instead of saying itai for like ouch, I always say aga. Like,
I forgot.
Watch my anime and get it right.
That's how you know if you're Okinawa or not. You like go ahead and hit somebody and see how they react. That's a little joke that they have. If they say aga, they're Okinawan. It's true. It's true. I think Brandy's dying out, y'all. I think we need to let her go to bed. She's slowly like laying down. What's happening?
Because I'm already like kind of uncomfortable the way I'm sitting, because I'm in a twin bed. Gross. First of all, right?
Oh no.
But I come to my mom's house so I can be a bum and get free food and do laundry. And I'm in a twin bed right now in the guest room, and I'm just like.
I mean, you know, what else is mom's for, though? Like.
No, I mean, I just appreciate it. I'm gonna miss her so much when she leaves, because she is a fiance. Because you put a ring on.
Oh yeah. I remember.
This is about to come in a few months.
Mama got her groove back. I forgot.
Definitely did. And he got money, and he's nice.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's great. You know, when you're already kind of like this independent woman that don't need no man, and then you got somebody that got himself together and can handle you. Praise God.
That's always good, because you know.
Good. So
like I feel like that's another thing we need to talk about. Like, people think that you need like other people to take care of you in relationship, when it should be like take care of each other, like whether it's emotional, financial, physical, whatever. Like, it has to be equal on some aspect. You know what I mean?
Nah, fuck that shit. I need somebody to take care of me at this point.
I hate you.
Okay, take care of me. I'm tired of it. I'm ready to be a dependent.
Oh no.
Oh
my God.
You know what that means?
I'm so done. Folks, I don't know how much longer I can actually take Demetrius and Brandy being like this, but
you're gonna have to deal with us for the rest of your life.
Forever.
Forever.
I don't know. I can't do it. So I guess
now, blood in, blood out.
Oh my God.
Blood in, blood out. You gonna wake up in Antarctica with us?
Okay.
Like you thought.
You thought.
I I need you guys to calm down. It is
Now you need us to calm down. Oh my God. My best friend tells that to me all the time. She'd be like, calm down.
Y'all need to calm down. Why am I having the same conversation 19 years later? I don't understand.
Because you won't calm up. That's the problem.
Wow. When you say calm up, D like literally lifted his hand. Y'all are so in sync. It's disgusting. I can't do it.
I love it. We haven't missed a beat. Get it? Because we're on a dance team and we haven't missed a beat.
Kadena.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Panthers! Let's go, Panthers!
Oh no. Somebody
they want your ass. They want your
Oh.
ass.
Okay. They said, that was cute, but you don't get to be a cheerleader. Sorry. That's fine, because I'm going to be a dancer.
Forever.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you guys. Anyways, we need to wrap this up. Look, it's like every time black barbecue. Every time. I can't.
Man, definitely a black church.
So here's what I want to tell all our viewers and listeners. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and leave us a comment. Oh, what happened to D? He disappeared.
Did he dip out already? He was done with us?
Oh, there he is. I was like, dang, I was just wrapping up. You left real fast. Anyways, what I was saying, if you are listening or watching us, if you want to comment, anything that you want us to talk about.
Sorry, I was thinking about what I sent to y'all earlier.
Oh, I hate you. I hate everything. We're really trying to work on like having a smoother. I'm about to mute Brandy. I have the power.
This is why Black Lives don't matter. Shit like this.
Because of me.
Because of you. No, seriously, you guys, ignore them. I'm so sorry. If you want to comment or ask us any questions, if you want to stay anonymous, just inbox us on one of our other platforms. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. I'm thinking about getting a TikTok or something or Snapchat. I'll figure it out later. But YouTube, Facebook, Instagram are all up. If you want to leave a comment or question, or just like, hey, good job, or if you want to like give us a critique because you guys know better than we do about podcasting, that's cool. There's D with his fucking product placement again. Please stop rubbing that can around your face, D.
Yeah, I don't understand what you're talking about.
Yeah. Just get the size of your cheeks, D.
Oh my God.
That's what the people. Yeah,
jealous.
right there.
You're just jealous, CJ.
I'm not jealous. I promise.
This drink is delicious to you,
What flavor is that, by the
We
way?
need sponsors. I need you on board. This is tangerine.
Oh, I haven't tried that one yet.
Oh, so D, tell the people how it feels going down your throat since it's so delicious.
Oh, you have no idea.
How delicious! How delicious is that?
It is to guzzle this shit down your fucking so
Not guzzle. I hate you.
Every last fucking drop.
Oh my
Not
God.
every last drop.
Every last.
All he needed was like one of those brazzers, like cut fucking symbol at the bottom of his.
Right.
Oh my God.
It was like in fast motion. I'm like.
It's like guzzling to the last drop.
You know what? I can't. Yeah, guys, it's because it's
man.
late. We always record when it's late. So, you know.
Oh my God.
Is there anything you guys want to say? Like,
I'm going to apologize. I'm apologizing to my friends, family members, my child, my pastors, future employers that listen to this. I regret it all. I'm so sorry, you guys.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry too. I think I took it too far with the guzzling thing. So,
but you're living your truth.
Say,
No, that's
Jesus
your truth.
is the way. Jesus is the way. I'm sorry. I repent. Jesus is the way.
You just put a cross in the camera. I'm done.
Yes.
Oh my God, I just have to mute my coughing out.
The truth, the light.
Oh my God. D, why do you have so many random shit around you for you to pick up? I don't understand.
You don't even want to know what I was about to do with this shit. It was about to be on and popping, son.
And then when you put it on, you got to do that. You know how they put the glove on? You just put some latex gloves in the camera for those wondering.
I was just going to say, people listening be like, what the hell did he have in his hand now?
He's getting ready for the pap smear.
Oh, well, not the pap smear.
Just pap smear in the saucer. It's the combo you don't want.
D's screen is frozen on his face and it's fucking hilarious. Oh, there you are. There you go. D, sometimes you freeze. Sometimes you freeze. When you watch this episode at the end, you need to just scroll down to the end and look at that face you just made on the closing camera.
We promise we will not record this late again because this...
It was the Lord.
It gets weird.
Anyway, so I guess we can wrap it up. I think next week we'll maybe go into relationships, just some random shit. You think?
Random. Yeah. Down.
I would say people have been crazy in the inbox. Okay, Nick.
Okay.
Dee's dancing, so I was encouraging. As one does when you see another black dancing. You encourage through yelling.
You do. You have to be like, hey, hey.
Oh, you gotta do the A.
Hey.
You gotta a little bit of this, like random noise. I don't
get it.
I don't know why we're like that, but here we are. But yes, there's been a lot of requests about relationships.
Yes, so I'm thinking maybe we'll do the dating thing and maybe some part of the sex life situation.
We definitely gotta talk about sex if we talk about dating. Gotta talk about
yeah, we're gonna and it's gonna be interesting because Demetrius is are you single? Ladies, I think D is still single. He's stop doing that. I'm trying to
I thought D was more of this guy.
Making fucking sex symbol signs.
Wait a minute. Here we go. This is the puppet. Yeah. You like that?
For those of you who are listening, Brandy is out here making shadow puppets of I don't know what the fuck that was. You just have to watch it.
I'm a creative soul, and I just have to have a creative outlet sometimes, and sometimes that's shadow puppets. Sometimes that's drawing in other people's blood. I don't know.
What?
I do what I can.
Wait, what'd you say?
What did you say?
Did you say drawing on other people's butts?
What? What are you guys talking about? Anyway.
Well, it's time for you to go to bed.
Relationships and sex, somehow, some way we're talking about it. So if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns about our lives individually, we will answer as honestly as we can while keeping the integrity of other parties involved.
Yeah. Well, I already told Rob, I already asked him if we could talk about all the things and he did not give a shit. So he don't know what he's in for. So I'll talk about all of it.
Dee and I are single, so we can talk about whatever we want, how we want.
Yeah.
They thought.
You thought.
They thought.
Doing that. I recommend y'all watch this on YouTube.
This is so bad. Like, we are trash. I couldn't even doing this.
Oh my God. Okay, so if that was your last goodbye, I'd like to end this call for a second. You guys have a good evening, afternoon, wherever you're at. Have a blessed and wonderful day and night. We will catch you next week. Brandy is Papa.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.